Here you have your parental consent. Again, we have prior written notice is provided today. Then these are the sections you will go over with the parent. The parent has to agree that they understand that today they held an Individualized Family Service Plan, and that plan was held to discuss evaluations, reports, and services. And again, reminding that parent what those services are. For Daisy, that is special instruction and speech therapy. This next step is that early on, and Michigan Special Ed has been explained to them, including their rights as a parent. Parents must know that any service, special ed or early on, is voluntary and determined by what they need. Then they would have received a copy of Welcome to Early On Family Rights, and our Individualized Family Service Plan at every initial intake. Families need to know that they have been a part of developing this plan, and that they also understand what services are listed. Again, specialized instruction and speech are the services that they receive. Families also have an option to select these following: that they do not wish to participate in early on, that they decline early on and special ed services, they do not wish to participate in early on, but would like to participate in special education. An IFSP still has to be completed, but service coordination does not have to be offered if this is the case. A family can also decline special education services, however, they may wish to participate in early on, or they do not agree with the Individualized Family Service Plan. Down here, we have to write the reason for those services that were either proposed or denied. So for Daisy, what is the reason she will receive teacher and speech instruction? This area down here is options that were considered but not selected. Let's say parents were also concerned about fine motor skills and were looking at possible occupational therapy. That could be placed here. And maybe Daisy did not meet the requirement at that time. And here are the family rights. The family rights are provided on the Early On webpage, and you can review this with the family when you are going over the IFSP. So you can provide that in person. And then down here is where you have the parental consent and the signatures. So we'll put the date of the plan, and again you have a pencil. If there's anybody else that attends, you can write their name in as well. Then by selecting next step, I will save this information. What happens then is this page shows you errors where you must go back and select. These are from the beginning page that talks about the meeting details. A name and title are a required field. So if you ever forget to do anything, this part right here will let you know. Let's say you've gone all the way back through the IFSP and you want to easily find that initial page. I would select Wizard Quick Navigation. Here is our meeting details page. We must enter the title. And again, remember that something has to be filled in, even if nobody is there. We must put NA. Then I will save it. And that information has been successfully saved. Now I can go back to my Wizard Quick Navigation and select the Publish page and see if I have any more errors. Again, here's another error. The Service Coordinator error and title are required fields. So I will go back. And the Service Coordinator title is a required field. And I will save that as well. The Wizard Quick Navigation allows you to easily and quickly move between all of these pages. Once I have corrected all of the errors, this is what will pop up. You have to review the IFSP before you can publish. So I will click Preview IFSP. This is what you will see if you print this IFSP off to discuss with family or when you review. Since it is not published yet, it is still in draft form. With the IFSP, you will notice as you're scrolling through that there are separate pages for each particular section. So for page 1, you'll have all the demographics, your important dates, and your eligibility right in this section. Your next section is your participants. And here you have your developmental status page on the left. On the right, you can see your family interview page. On the left, you can see your child outcomes. And on the right, you can see your services. Here you have your family rights and procedures and safeguards. Up here you will see the website that you have selected to talk to families about, providing that information in person. Down here you have the language and mode of which you inform them of this. In most cases it will be English. From time to time you may have to provide the information in Spanish, in Japanese, whatever that language is that the family needs, and who provided that. Their initials go here. This is where the district commits for special education services. So whoever within your local district is designated as that role, they must agree and sign within this text. On the right, you have your parental consent page. Up on top are all the check boxes that we checked as we went through with families, whether or not they have helped, whether they agreed with the services or disagreed. And any additional comments from the additional comments page will be found within this section. Here are the options that were considered but not selected and the reason. And then here is the family's signature, the parent, and then as the service coordinator, you must sign as well. And that is the end of the draft for the IFSP. Once I have previewed this IFSP, I will be able to select this button that I am ready to publish the IFSP. Then I can select Publish the IFSP. And how were the parents informed? The parents should have been informed within a meeting. And then, are you sure you want to publish this IFSP? Remember, once an IFSP is published, you may not make any changes. So I select yes, and I hit publish. Once I've published the IFSP, this is what my desktop will now look like. It will show the published date and the process date. For IFSPs only, not IEPs, the state will take the process date as the date that the meeting was held for their count information. The published date is not taken into effect. This is the end of completing a brand new IFSP. Next, we will look at how to do a rollover IFSP.